Emergency alerts are almost always a test, but you can never be too careful. I was about 13 at the time. It was 7:27 p.m. on a summer night. My parents were out on a date. I was at the park with my friends, and we were scaring each other with some scary stories. One of my friends, Seth, seemed awfully quiet. I asked him why. "Have you ever heard of the man with the long arms?" he asked. It seemed he was just getting into the spooky mood, but his expression seemed real. "No, I haven't. Why?" I asked. "Never mind, don't worry about it." "No, Seth, you need to tell me right now. Are you in danger? Are you hurt? I think we should go home now." He was right, it was getting pretty late. He wouldn't tell me, no matter how hard I tried. So we all parted ways. But all the way home, I felt as though I wasn't alone. It was 10 p.m. My parents had apparently rented a hotel and would be staying there for the night. I was used to being home alone, my dad had business trips often, and my mom would be at work late. I just couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. And strange noises could be heard. Wait, did I open that window? I got up to close it. I was sure I hadn't opened a window. Maybe a friend was playing pranks on me. We all lived on the same street. They must be the one flickering the lights. I went to check the circuit breaker. The switch to my room was shut off. I tried to turn it on, but it wouldn't budge. So I went to my room to check it out. Right as I opened the door, I got an emergency alert on my phone. "Murder on the loose, last spotted around Redbrook, Dr. Locke, all doors and windows. Stay inside." I knew this wasn't a test, because they would usually say that it was a test, but they put a street name, and I lived on Redbrook Drive. I received a voicemail from my mother. "Sweetheart, are you all right? I got the emergency alert. I'm just checking in. Please lock all the doors and windows. Please be safe. Call if you need anything. Love you." The panic in her voice alarmed me because I have never heard her this worried. I had just locked everything. I was in my locked bathroom. I was browsing through Instagram when suddenly I heard a crash from downstairs. It was a window. I was terrified for my life. The lights went out and I heard a fuse being blown. The house was dead silent. Carefully, I walked over to the bathtub and got in it. I held my hand over my mouth to not make a sound. I turned my phone off so no one could see the light. I started to doze off. I don't know how long I was out for, but I guess I only slept for an hour. I couldn't hear anything. The lights were still out. Quietly, I got out of the tub. I hesitated for a moment before opening the door. I realized now that doing that was a bad decision. I peered down the dark hallway. I used a flashlight to see since there was one on the table in the hallway. I took long, quiet steps to my dad's office. I locked myself in and called the police. After the call, I looked at the cameras. Everything looked normal, but one thing seemed out of place. I took a look at the tree in our backyard. That was it. There was a noose tied up in the tree, and someone was in it. There were strange objects around the tree. I still couldn't hear the police, so stupidly, I went outside to see if I was seeing things. Wisely, I took a knife. When I went outside, I knew what those things were. And I was paralyzed. Bodies. They were bodies, so many of them. Was I dreaming? Was this real? I couldn't believe it. How was this possible? But there was something even more unsettling about it. There was a shadow on the other side of the yard, and the figure had long, unhuman arms. I darted to the bathroom. I locked the door and got into the shower. As I was pulling the curtain closed, I heard fast shuffling up the stairs. I didn't move an inch. I covered my mouth. Everything was dead silent. Then the bathroom door opened.